Today we talk about a battle of fathers. This is the low-class warrior who rose to meet the challenge of the tyrant who enslaved his people and surpassed not only his peers, but time itself to create the legend of the Super Saiyan, versus the father of Earth's mightiest hero and subjugator of countless planets for an alien empire. This is Bardock versus Omni-Man. So let's jump right into this. First off, we need to clear up the actual stats of these characters. I'm sure you all saw Death Battle, and anybody who's a power scaler saw how they botched the scaling like usual. We will start with Omni-Man. In the power department, Omni-Man's no slouch. The Superman knockoff has an infamous feat where he, Mark, and Thaddeus destroy Viltrum. The planet is generally portrayed as being similar to Earth, so assuming it's the size and mass of Earth, this feat has been calculated to give each of the three an energy output of about 7.1 to the 30 joules, or in other words, small planet level destructive power. It could be more too, given that Viltrum's 1.25 times the gravity of Earth, thus probably has more mass. Another feat brought up by Death Battle was the notion that Viltrumites should be able to tank the energy blast from the coalition of planets that could destroy a massive disk that blocked out the sun's rays from a planet called Rognar. This is because it said none of the weapons that the coalition of planets had could hurt a Viltrumite. The problem with this is twofold. First off, the reasoning for this being ineffective against Viltrumites could just as easily have been that it was not a fast and accurate enough attack to hit them in the first place. But even if we said that Viltrumites could tank the laser head-on, the way Death Battle calculated the feat was that they assumed the disk's density as well as size without us ever actually being given these values. The calculation is also highly contentious, given that multiple other power scalars have calculated the power of the laser, and it consistently tends to come out more around small planet level. So saying it's star level really seems to be a highball and based around a lot of assumption on the composition of the disk. Another thing worth noting is that Omni-Man felt that if they didn't time their attack on planet Viltrum just right, that they would be killed by the planet's destruction, further throwing into question the notion that they have star levels of durability like Death Battle's claiming. So at the end of the day, Omni-Man's power and durability is realistically small planet level to possibly planet level, given the higher gravity of Viltrum. Then we get into speed. The Invincible verse actually has speed in spades. Omni-Man is able to fly to the Virgo supercluster from Earth, which is 65 million light years away from Earth. He does this in less than a week, making him over 3.3 billion times the speed of light. Now that's an impressive speed feat to look at. So the stats for Omni-Man wind up putting him at small planet level with speeds upwards of 3.3 billion times the speed of light. Now let's get into Bardock's stats and correct some more misconceptions. First off, Death Battle lowballed King Vegeta's triple planet busting feat, which seems to be the gold standard for determining the power of characters with a power level of around 10,000 in Dragon Ball, given that King Vegeta was able to do this feat, and it was a very casual one at that. Now the results vary depending on how you analyze the feat. If you use the largest planet in the frame as an Earth-sized planet, with the other two being smaller than Earth, it would be brown dwarf star level. However, Earth is considered to be a small planet by King Cole within the Dragon Ball universe, so this would in fact be a less likely lowball. If we make even the planet in the top right Earth-sized for our reference size, then the result comes out to more like large star level for a more lore accurate midball. Now onto the speed for Bardock. I agree that the feat where Goku shows to be similar speeds to his own spaceship should be trillions of times the speed of light to infinite speed, given the Dragon Ball universe is stated to be infinite and endless in size multiple times, from Daisenchu, GT, and interviews. But honestly, while Goku was comparable to his own spaceship's speed, as I've outlined on my channel more than once, being able to dodge oncoming meteors while he's on its hull, the fact is this Goku had an unknown power level. It was before he completed his training for Namek, so it was below 90,000, but should be above 8,000 given he got a Zenkai from fighting Vegeta, and had been training for his arrival on Namek already. So in actuality, base Bardock doesn't really scale solidly to this speed with a power level of 10,000 in his base. He should be vastly above the speed of light since even Kid Goku outruns the light of Solar Flare, dodges lasers, and the Kamehameha from Roshi and Casual Moonbeam from Piccolo would have been at least relativistic. That being said, if we apply his Grade 8 form, Bardock's power level would shoot up 10 times its original, or in other words be 100,000, and he would in fact scale above this speed feat from Goku. Of course, as a Super Saiyan, the boost would be even larger at 50 times his base power level, and leave him at a level of 500,000, vastly outclassing Goku when he performed this feat. So while Bardock would likely be somewhat below the speed of Goku in his spaceship, he should easily be many times faster than light, and when transformed he would in fact scale to Goku and be trillions of times the speed of light to infinite speed. So there you have it. Base Bardock's attack potency and durability are between brown dwarf star level and large star level, scaling from a casual King Vegeta. As far as his speed, Bardock massively upscales from light speed characters like Kid Goku from OG Dragon Ball, and while his base form doesn't hit the same levels as Namek Saga Goku at trillions of times the speed of light lowballed, his Ozaru and Super Saiyan forms would exceed that. Now raw power, speed, and durability aren't always everything. Both characters do have special abilities, many of which are similar. We have things like flight, advanced hand-to-hand combat, and high levels of experience in combat. Some advantages that Omni-Man has are an even greater amount of experience than Bardock, given he's over 2,000 years old, as well as super senses like hearing and sight, and the ability to regenerate and adapt to the threats over time. Bardock has his own set of advantages as a Saiyan, such as the ability to grow vastly stronger when enraged, the more he fights in difficult battles, and after recovering from near-death experiences. Between the two, Bardock's adaptations occur much faster and can be a game-changer in the midst of battle. Bardock also has a major advantage with the ability to use energy projection with ki blasts and other constructs, like barriers via ki manipulation. This gives him a big edge in mid to long range combat. So with all that out of the way, who would win? Well, I think it's pretty clear that by most reasonable estimates, Bardock takes the category of attack potency and durability over Omni-Man by a large margin, thanks to King Vegeta's triple planet busting feat, when compared to Omni-Man having a shared feat of destroying Viltrum, which would have killed him if he were caught in the explosion. That being said, Omni-Man is actually likely faster than base Bardock, although if Bardock transforms into Ozaru or Super Saiyan forms, the script is flipped and he suddenly speed blitzes Omni-Man. One final thing worth talking about is if Omni-Man can speed blitz Bardock, does that equate to a win? Well, even in this case, if we restrict Ozaru and Super Saiyan, not really. Within Invincible itself, it's consistently shown that characters with far higher durability that get hit by other superpowered individuals oftentimes have their fists horribly broken from the impact. Chances are Omni-Man will throw a punch, and even if he is faster, he'll break his arm doing so, leaving him badly damaged and with reduced mobility. Furthermore, if he tries to block any attack from Bardock or gets caught off guard by a ki blast or even shockwave, it would be game over given the massive power and durability difference. So at the end of the day, even base Bardock is probably bringing home the win despite the speed difference. The only way I can see Omni-Man killing Bardock is if he flies Bardock into a star, but even then, Viltrumites can't survive in stars either, so it would be a draw. And if Bardock transforms or adapts enough, he would be the one speed blitzing Omni-Man on top of having one-shot power. So at the end of the day, the winner is simply Bardock.